useful. The product should earn its keep. It should be better, faster, and easier. It doesn't matter if you're designing a machine to cut wood, mix dough, or take pictures. It should bring real and recognizable benefits for its owner in comparison to the alternatives. The product should also be valuable when new and when old. It shouldn't be the kind of thing which is only desirable when it's shiny and unblemished. And it's important to study trends in product design, to think about what's going to become an established need in the future, because you don't want to be the designer behind the next shell suit or tease made. And the product should not be awkward or frustrating in any way. If you're designing a coffee maker, when you pour from the jug, it shouldn't drip coffee on you. It's quite possible to design a spout that pours perfectly, so you should do that. And if you're creating a clock, it shouldn't be one of those clocks that slows down when the battery gets flat. It should be a clock that cuts out immediately when the voltage is insufficient, so that the owner knows to replace the battery and doesn't get annoyed. And the product should also be affordable and profitable. You can design a wonderful repairable product that will last for an eternity, and if it costs too much, people won't buy it, and it won't do the world any good at all. And at the same time, it should be profitable for the manufacturer, so that it ensures secure livelihoods for the owner of the company and for the company's employees. Lastly, the product should make sense as a whole. I'll give you two examples here. A negative example, the Juicero. This was a juice press created by a company in California, and it accepted small pouches of fresh fruit, which you could only get from the manufacturer, and which each carried a barcode. And the machine read the barcode, and it would only press that pouch of fruit and make you a glass of juice if it was a pouch from the manufacturer which hadn't yet reached its best before date. And customers thought, this is way too restrictive. This is digital rights management for food. So the company didn't sell many Juiceros and it went bankrupt. And as a positive example, I'll take the Kenwood Chef. This is a kitchen mixer that's been in production for many decades, and it has accessories for lots of different purposes, for grinding coffee, mixing dough, slicing vegetables, and you can get all the spare parts and fix it yourself. And it's very popular among people who like to cook at home because it makes sense as a whole when you're a fan of cookery. As an example, I've picked these electric soldering pliers made by REMS of Germany, model Hot Dog 2. The idea is the electricity heats up these jaws until they get red hot, and you can clamp them around a pipe joint to solder it, mainly designed for plumbers. And the idea is the plumber doesn't have to buy any cartridges for a gas blow lamp and doesn't have to worry about burning the wall with an open flame or breathing the fumes. So it's very quick and clean. And it's also nicely repairable. I downloaded this exploded diagram from the manufacturer's website, and it shows all of the individual parts down to the little spring between the handles, which you can buy individually. I would say though that the spare parts are a bit too expensive. I bought these pliers about 4 years ago, and I've just checked the cost of the parts, and one single heated jaw now costs as much as I spent on the whole tool 4 years ago. And that's something that's really going to discourage people when they want to carry out a repair. Here, I've set up a quick demonstration of the soldering pliers. I'm going to make a copper pipe joint. This isn't what I normally use the pliers for. In fact, I normally use them for disassembling and assembling things which are tight fits. For example, I've used them to take a centrifugal switch off an electric motor shaft without damaging the windings, and to undo a press fit in a hammer drill gearbox without setting fire to the grease. And this is possible because of the very focused heat which they provide. Each of the jaws has a 200 watt heating element inside it, which is quite a feat given how small they are, but it means that the heat ends up exactly where you need it. Hopefully this joint is starting to heat up now. I'm going to add some flux. And the solder is flowing nicely around the capillary joint. And that joint's done. I can now take the pliers off and allow the joint to cool and the solder to solidify. Now, if anything were to happen to these pliers, if they were to break, despite the high cost of the spare parts, I would make the effort to repair them because they're really useful. They enable me to do things that I wouldn't otherwise be able to do.